I drove our son, Jack, to school, to Warwick High School that morning, and had no idea that that would be the last time I'd ever see his face or hear his voice. While I was at work, at that same time, first responders were cutting the doors and the roof off to get Jack, our son, out of the car. When I walked into the emergency room, I saw Warwick police, I saw chaplains, I saw social workers, and I knew something really bad had happened. The surgeon came in and he sat down across from me and he told me he didn't make it. And the next thing is I was on the floor. I was on the floor just screaming, Jesus, no, no, no. This just can't be true. But I just couldn't believe the words. I just couldn't believe the words, he didn't make it. When we got home from the hospital that night, there was just evidence of Jack. His toothbrush was still on the counter. His laundry was still in his basket. And just what do you do? What do you do with that? I loved being his mother. I loved being his mom. I didn't even know who I was anymore. Like, who am I? Who am I now? The things I used to do, the things I used to think about, the things that were just so normal to me, like nothing made sense anymore. I would wake up and think, there's a really good chance that this is just a bad dream. I really believed that for months. And it's not gonna be true. And Jack's gonna be home. He's gonna be in his bed where he belongs. I never really was angry with God. I was just angry. The further time marches on, and you just feel like you're just getting farther and farther and farther away from their life. It's very hard to process that. Friends encouraged me to journal the first year, and I came across this. I laid in your bed today. I smelled your pillow. I cried into your sweatshirts that still hang on your door. Are you really gone? God, is he really gone? I can't believe my Jack was killed. I ache deep in my bones. I cannot carry this. I know God is well acquainted with grief, but I just didn't know why. Not why me, but just why? Why? What is the meaning of Jack being killed? What am I supposed to do with this now? Jack's absence was screaming. It was screaming. His absence was the loudest in the house. And that's when it's just you and God. One day I went into Jack's room. This was really early on. I went into his room. I was laying flat on his floor, and I was just pounding the floor, just pounding it, saying, "He's gone, he's gone, he's gone, Jack is gone." And in that desperate moment, God just dropped this thought into my heart. I know it was God because I could not have mustered this up on my own. And he just said, "No, Donna, you're gone. Jack's home." It was the first just sliver of light that broke through my darkness. I know where he is, and I know who he's with. And that was just a turning point in my grief journey. I knew that Jesus was with me. He met me in my absolute devastating grief. He met me there, and he cared for me there, and I knew he was with me.
We want you to know that God did not take Jack from us. Jack died because he was in a horrific, tragic car accident. This earth we live in is flawed and faulty, and God warned us that we would have sufferings. He never promised us an easy road. We ache in places we didn't know our soul even had, but Jack is doing just fine, and that gives us peace.
Yeah, that was all God. Some people will say to me, "You were so strong up there." And I'm like, I was the weakest one in the room. What you're witnessing is what it looks like when God says, "When you are weak, you are strong," because he gives us his strength. And that is precisely what happened in that moment. You know, sometimes I think about the day he died, but I'm training my mind to think about everything else. There was so much to him, and I'm reminded that that child was a gift from God. And Jack is in heaven right now, alive, because he knew Jesus. He knew Jesus. Only God can restore joy and give peace that makes no sense. And I have that. I have my grief. Of course I do. But I'm not alone. I have my Savior, who's in me, who's with me, who's beside me, who goes before me, who's behind me. I have Jesus. And when I get to heaven, I cannot wait to bow down at the nail-pierced feet of Jesus and praise his holy name, that he has given me and my son life. And I can't wait to tackle Jack to the ground and hug him and kiss him and tell him how I've been waiting to see you. And that day will come because our Savior lives. Our Savior lives. My name is Donna, and I am most definitely a living, walking, breathing life changed by Jesus Christ.